Well, hi everyone, and welcome to the Tapestry, a new We've Started game with the wonderful Renee and others. Before we go around and say hello to all of these wonderful people around the screen, please take a moment to check out all of the opening links that are currently being spammed at you in the chat by our bot, our diligent Academy monitor. It includes all of the places you can find us and interact with us online and interact with our community. It also involves information about our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, whom we're very grateful to. They make this all possible. There's also other things in there, like we've got a bunch of website links where you can get 10 to 15% discount, and retweet the tweet because it helps us out. If you retweet the tweet, then everyone can hear about this wonderful game and how you can get involved with it. Without much further ado, possibly also because my voice is probably going to go, let's go around and say hello to everyone. Renee, do you want to like take the stand? Do you want to coordinate?
Sure, yeah, I'd happily coordinate. I do want to clarify that most of this stream, especially this episode, will probably just be me dancing because, let's be real, this is a jam. And that's, I think, what most of my life is just dancing to music that no one else is dancing to. So if you are dancing with me, please let me know in Twitch chat, which I will be pulling up right now, I promise. Also, I'm Renee Rhodes. I do a lot of stuff, but this is my second time running a game on Scratticus Academy. I am running Weave again, which I freaking love. Look, I have a box. And I work for this game now, which I did not when I ran my first game, Dynama, back in early 2019. Life has changed so much, but I'm so excited to be here, to be playing with viewers for the first time. This is my first viewer game, and we're going to learn the rules as we go, be talking about kind of how to play, but also exploring a lot of the possibilities that the game has, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for being here with me. Let's do this. Now, I think we'll go around, we'll meet all of the players at the table currently, and then we will launch into the game. And since I still have not pulled this up, no wait, I did. Scrat, you've already introduced yourself. We will go around to Dichotomous Prime.
Hey friends, as Renee already mentioned, I'm at Dichotomous Prime on Twitter, simply known as Vince over here. I am an aspiring content creator for D&D 5e. I'm a pro GM for hire, voiceover nerd, and overall singularity of geeky minutia. This is my second time on Scratticus channel. The first time I sort of kind of blew up the universe with demons, but maybe that won't happen this time. So... Good.
Yes,
I only invite back the best, you know?
That's memorable, right? Like, the best Academy games are the ones you take a story with you and run with it. Amy, let's hop around to you.
Hi, I'm the one in the dark because my webcam stopped working moments before the stream. I'm Amy at AmyLiz_W on Twitter. I'm an artist and a cosplayer from Canada. It's my first time on the channel, my first time playing Weave, and my first time on a stream. So, hi.
Woo, welcome.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab your Twitter profile. Am I okay to use your Twitter profile, Amy?
Yeah, for sure.
Great, I'll put that over your window thing for you.
Thanks.
And lastly, but not leastly, Sarah.
I'm probably the short. Does that count as leastly?
Nah.
Hi, everyone. That's me. You can find me at Sarah Somatic on Twitter. I DM and produce the actual play podcast, D&D 5e Sacrosanct RP. And last season, I got to be I guess, god. That was cool.
Dude.
On Fading Footsteps. Yeah, small beans.
Yeah, that happened. I was there. I was dating her.
Kind of, I guess. Whichever. Whatever.
It was
when you're God, what are... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it kind of was. So I'm back here, and I get to play another interesting character that I'm really excited about. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome. This is a pretty fantastic cast, and like I said, I'm really excited for my first viewer game. So without further ado, let's launch into it. Part of what Weave is the ability to scan in elements of a game to the application and choose bits and pieces to weave together into your story. So everyone's characters were built by scanning in some of these cards and choosing elements for backstories, talents, flaws, etc. And as for me, I'm breaking the rules a little bit. So I didn't scan anything in for this game, but typically I would scan in kind of a theme, a location, something that the players would have to face or overcome for the game. And we are using the setting or play set Cherry Blossom today, which is inspired by a lot of anime tropes and themes, just kind of all mashed together in a massive anime love letter playset. So because of the playsets being just all of these different themes that you can weave together, it's not any set like module, but it's just parts of the world that you can interact with and help create your story. Today, the sun rises over New Croy City, and the buildings sparkle. It's that shine of the sunlight reflecting off the windows as a bird flies overhead. It's bright, it's cloudless, it's warm, but there's a nice cool breeze. This is the ideal time to be out and about in New Croy City. First, we'll start with Scratticus. PWS 0013. There's gonna be a nickname there somewhere. I just don't know what it is yet. But how do you start your day in New Croy City?
You're referring to my identification number, which also pertains to my job. I am a warehouse employee. I will most likely be stacking boxes or perhaps driving around a forklift truck and moving things from A to B for distribution.
Where do you stay? Do you have an apartment that you call your own, or?
I have a small apartment, yes. It's near
So
the
what do
curry
you
house.
do first thing when you leave your apartment in the morning as you head to the warehouse?
In an attempt to fit in with the locals, I go downstairs, collect my newspaper, and have tea at the local tea shop.
That's perfect. It's quaint, it's calm, and I'd like to ask some of the rest of the cast what this tea shop looks like. So, Sarah, could you tell me what color the sign of this tea shop is?
So I'm picturing something that's very neon, almost 1950s style.
Mhm.
Lots of bright colors and flashy. So this is like a sign that is meant to get attention amidst all kinds of signs that are supposed to get your attention. Way overstimulating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Vince, what is the specialty that they serve here? It could be any beverage or any food.
Well, the daily special for today is a blackberry black tea alongside a lemon and coconut scone that is
Lovely.
freshly made in the back, and with a little bit of goat butter served on a pate next to it.
Okay. And Amy, what do the tables look like in this tea shop?
They have quaint little tablecloths over them. They're round, and the tablecloths have little tiny sunflowers.
Oh, I love it. Okay. So, PWS, you walk into this tea shop, and it's the one nearest you, which may be how you found it in the first place. But honestly, it's not half bad. It's just, it doesn't know exactly what its brand is. That's all. And there's a new person behind the register today. They look a little bit scattered as they take the person's order in front of you, apologize multiple times, and fumble a bit with the change as you approach the counter.
Good morning.
Hi. Sorry, just close the register. Okay. Hi, how can I help you today?
I would like my usual, please. Tea with honey.
Do you have a preference of tea? Sorry, I'm new. What is your
Oh.
usual?
Earl Grey, please.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay, that I know. And they like write something down on a piece of paper and like stick it in the back where you can smell scones wafting from. And they say, okay, that'll be $3.
Yes. Please take it from this. And I offer, there must be like a credit chip or credit card or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And they say, yeah, okay, and swipe it, hand it back to you, and just breathe a sigh of relief as the register dings a little bit, and it seems like your card has been processed correctly. They tap the table or the counter and just say, all right, your order will be ready soon. Have a great day.
Thank you. I go to turn away and then sort of stop and look back. You did a great job.
Thank you. I'm learning, I swear.
I'll proceed to my table where I will sit and start reading the newspaper.
Okay. Is there anything in the news today that catches your eye?
I mostly read the news to stay up to date on current events. So I would probably ignore the sports section and most of the tabloidy journalism and just be looking for the facts. So political movements, if anything big happened that might affect the warehouse sector. I like to read the financial section.
Okay. Yeah. And there is a small article. It's not at all prominent. It's not front page material, and it's not very long either, but it does mention the game, Everrealm. Everrealm is an MMORPG, and it is pretty wildly popular, not just in New Croy City, but around the world. This game is something, it's cool, wild, I know. It's so cool to be into, and it's become deeper in lore and mechanics as it has gone on longer and longer. And recently, a new patch has been released that features a whole new bundle set of features, and Everrealm's stocks have shot up because of it. PWS. What is your connection with Everrealm? Have you ever played, or do you know someone who does?
I have never played. I personally do not understand video games for leisure or what they do for mankind as a whole, but I appreciate that other people enjoy them, such as my friend Skylar.
Yes, absolutely. And that's quite all right, to be honest. Not everyone is into them, and but you definitely do know someone. That's the rule, right? Like, you may not be into the video game, but you're bound to know someone who is. Your tea is ready, and the kind of awkward, it's not even awkward, they're just nervous, person at the counter calls you over and just kind of waves as they hand you your tea, your usual.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, have a great day, and seriously, thank you for the encouragement.
This tastes great.
Thank you so much. See you next time, I guess.
Hi.
And they wave again, looking just a little bit more confident than they did before you walked up to place your order, and you leave the tea shop to begin your day. Vince. Who is Yuri, and how does he start his day first thing in New Croy City?
Well, I have been up since probably about 4 a.m. It's time to go to the bakery and put in the dough to start working on things. So I left the house when it was still dark out, and went in and put on my favorite apron. It has some flowers and such on it, and started working on the daffodil muffins that were part of the order for today.
Yes, absolutely. These muffins, do you have a shop near anything? Do you have a pretty frequent customer base? What does the shop look like?
It is a nice corner shop. I mostly stay in the back doing the actual baking itself. I'm a little bit intimidating for customers. That is at least what my manager says. So I bake the bread and the muffins. So that is more or less what it is that I do. It seems quite popular there, but mostly I don't see many faces except for when the baristas and such come to get the actual trays from the back.
Do you live in the shop or do you live somewhere nearby?
I live in an apartment with my adoptive mother. She started out playing video games. She started with the Farmville, as they say, but there is this Everrealm game. My fingers are too large for the keyboard, so I am not very good at it. It's not accessible appropriately, but I provide her with dinner. I do most of the cooking in our house, and it makes her happy, so I let her do that. And
what is your relationship like with her?
She taught me how to cook and bake. But I was getting into fights when I was younger because I am a large person. But instead of getting angry, she taught me how to do this instead. And it makes me happy. And every so often I look out of the kitchen and see people enjoying what I make. And I don't feel as strange as someone who is nearly 7 feet tall normally would. So,
yeah. You get home from this day at the bakery, and she is sitting over at her desk with her computers all set up. She has the chat on one screen, and she has the actual game playing on another. But the instant that the door opens, she hits the pause button, takes off her headphones, and stands up to give you a hug as you come in the door and says, "Yuri, how was your day?"
Oh, Mom, it was good. The bread didn't burn yesterday. I got the people came in and fixed the oven and cleaned it out. So everything went well. How are your raids going?
Oh, the raids are going great. There are just a whole ton of new quests available in the expansion that released today, and it's a lot of fun so far. I like the element of intrigue that it adds to the game, and I really like the character who's featured so prominently, and she gestures over to her screen, and it's paused on a quest giver who, of course, is standing there with a yellow exclamation point above their head. And this quest giver is tall and elegant and dressed in this fine gown material. She has the circlet across her head, but her hair just kind of billows around her. It's long and it looks like it's blowing in the wind, and it's just frozen there as the pause button or the pause marker flashes a bit on the screen. And she says, I've had several friends who were able to hop on today. One of them, Sally, she took off work today to to start the new expansion. Can you believe that?
I mean, it's good that you are expanding. And just kind of as all of the gaming terminology hits Yuri, he's just kind of like being supportive and everything, but just kind of being like, yes, no, it's good. Yes, of course.
It works. I don't think she has any idea that you don't. She has like some inkling that you don't know what she's saying, but she also knows that you do your best to keep up, and that if she stopped to explain everything to you, that it would just slow things down. And so she just looks so excited, and she's like, well, thank you so much for everything. I'm really excited to play tonight. I don't know if you had any plans. I really appreciate you letting me just kind of play around with the new expansion, see what's happening in the game.
Oh, I am happy you are talking to your friends and socializing. I know you don't get to go out too much, so I'm happy that you know people from your game. I was just going to cook dinner. Is there anything that you would like?
You know, I have no idea, but honestly, I think I'm going to be happy with anything you make.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get started. You can tell me what's going on while I start chopping vegetables. And, he's kind of picking up normal-sized cookware. It's almost like this little kind of, like, adorable knife, but then, like, somehow with a dexterity that is unusual for the weird, like, stone giant from Neverending Story type hands that Yuri has. That is just, like, still kind of, like, and just kind of like looking over and kind of like smiling a little bit and just kind of getting ready and putting together what appears to be like a Cuban inspired kind of like pork bowl with like quinoa and like some spices and stuff like that in it.
Yeah, she darts back over to the game really quickly and types AFK in the chat, and then darts back over to the kitchen and kind of leans over, and she tells you about some of the quests that they've gone on. Apparently, Sally has been quite hysterical today, funny hysterical, and they've all been just having a great time chatting through the screen, and she has a lot of connections to these online friends that she has, and she explains the story how the princess of Everrealm, the kingdom of Everrealm, Adria Lightwind, has started them on this new quest, and it's going to branch off into so many directions, but already she can feel the tension of this shadow approaching the land that they have to take down ultimately by working together as a team. And she's recounting like all of these funny moments. One time when they were fighting a monster earlier, it like literally fell on top of another character and like it glitched for like a second. The character was like stuck under the monster, and they just like laughed and laughed and laughed until their stomach hurt. And she just seems really happy. And ultimately, the two of you sit down to eat, and after a quick meal, she heads back to the game.
It's so interesting being on the other end of telling people the D&D story that just happened in my game the other day. It's a weird sort of like reverse that's going on.
Oh yeah, it's definitely that. Like, you know, you can blink a little bit. It's hard to know exactly. You had to be there, kind of, but also
it's good. Yeah.
But also just like their energy and their excitement about it is kind of contagious, so you feel it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's just definitely like a momentary to be like, so is there like your power-ups, do they like eat in the tavern, and like how do you put things together? You have support like cooks, or how does that work?
Oh, well, I have the cooking skill, obviously. And so you can see, and she like points over to your computer where you can see her avatar standing on the screen. And so she quickly like runs over and pulls up a few buttons, and her inventory shows up. It has all of her ingredients and her cooking skill. She is cooking level 15 at this point in the game. And she said, I started doing cooking as a profession just because it made me think of you, so...
Yuri, like, starts tearing up just, like, slightly and is just like, that's great. Yes, no, that's good. Onions, yes. And just kind of like yeah.
That's perfect. And so with that, I think we'll turn to Amy and ask, who is Imelda and how do they spend their day?
Imelda would spend her day at her fashion atelier, which is really just a little workshop that she has. It's set up with like mannequins, and she's been pinning fabric on, getting new designs ready, drinking a lot of very expensive fancy coffee.
Oh, expensive fancy coffee. Wow.
Oh, yes. She is very fancy.
Okay, so how did Imelda get into design?
She's just always been interested in fashion, and she decided if you want something done right, do it yourself.
That's perfect. No, okay, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna go around really quickly, and Scrat, can you tell me color of the fabric that Imelda is currently working with?
Duck egg blue.
Duck egg blue, okay. And Vince, who is Imelda's current client?
Her current client is actually an outdoors company that is looking to rebrand from the really tacky, like, camo and mesh back baseball cap sort of look, and to really kind of bring the whole duck hunting thing into the modern 2019 where it can be respected. Hence the duck egg blue that she's currently working with as part of the aesthetic.
Of course. And Sarah, what event is this client requesting this project for?
Wow, duck egg blue. This is really okay. So this is a pickleball event. And they have to have the team outfits kind of created for it. And pickleball is a very intense sport. At least it is nowadays. So it's very high speed pickleball.
Oh my God.
Very sporty, lots of sponsors. It's very intense.
Right, of course. So, Amy.
Yes.
Imelda has some very interesting clientele.
Yeah, well, she's just starting out, really.
Oh, okay. See, that you've got to get the odd jobs where you can.
Exactly. She's complaining to herself the whole time about the duck egg blue.
Of course. I will ask, is there a client that she's been very happy or proud of, or like a project that she can point to that gets her through the moments that she's working on duck egg blue duck hunting hats for sports games?
Yes, there was a local fashion show recently, like a design spectacle that she got to take part in with a community of other designers, and she made a fabulous dress for it, and she kind of holds that up on a pedestal as her best work.
Is it actually displayed on a pedestal?
Absolutely.
Can you describe what this dress looks like for us?
Sure. It is black, and it has like kind of a cream colored ruffle up the neck, jewels down the front. It's kind of like a modern Gothic take.
Mm-hmm.
Very long. Very beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, anytime the grind gets hard and you are experiencing that down feeling of Gosh, I took this job because I have to, not because I love to. That dress stands over in the corner and reminds you of exactly what you are doing.
Yeah,
And
she glances over at it and she's like, duck egg blue, seriously. The things I have to put up with.
And lastly, Amy, what is Imelda's connection to Everrealm, the MMO?
So, Imelda wasn't really much of a video game person before she moved into the apartment above this atelier. And the person who lived in it before her passed away, but he was very big into this game. So she talks to him, even though he is dead. And so she plays the game sort of so he gets to look over her shoulder and still experience it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And she's kind of gotten into it, like despite herself. She really likes the crafting. She likes to get all the best outfits, dress up her character in the best like stuff they can get.
Oh yes. So your profession, you may have gone with like crafting armor or clothing for.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. And what is this person's name? Your dead friend.
Their name is Harold.
Harold. So does Harold mostly stick to the apartment?
Yeah, he's stuck there.
So you hear just like the slightest tapping noise coming through the floor of your apartment, and you can hear it now in the atelier where you are. It's just like the slightest thing. It's something that Harold does generally when he wants to get your attention.
She looks at this pickleball outfit and then up at the ceiling and then down at the outfit. It's just like, well, if you say it's break time, Harold. She heads up. Happy not to be looking at duck egg blue.
Yeah, as soon as you open the door, Harold is there and he's waiting for you, and he just seems like so excited. He's like, you heard me.
Yeah.
Imelda, there's a new expansion for Everrealm. I know you're busy and I know you have a client, but can we play today?
Does it have to be now? Could you wait till this evening?
Oh no, I can wait till this evening. I just couldn't wait to tell you until this evening.
That's very sweet, Harold. Yeah, of course we'll play.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, sorry. I'll let you get back to duck egg blue.
Ugh. You taunt me.
Well, what can you do?
Listen, if I finish this and the client pays what they said they'd pay, well, we have a bit of spending to do in the game.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with that at all. Just do what you need to do. Good luck with working, and let's dive in tonight.
She gives a little wave and heads back down.
You finish your workday fairly uneventfully. Unfortunately, there are no new clients as of yet appearing at your door. No new emails, no new contacts, but that's okay, honestly, right now, because you just got to get this project done, to be honest. You just got to get it done, and then whatever comes next comes next. The moment you get done, what do you do?
She tidies up her workstation. It's all very organized. Puts all the pins away. Heads upstairs. Calls for some takeout. And gets the game set up, I guess.
Okay, what kind of takeout do you get?
It's like really healthy, but it's hearty. It's like a salad that has like spicy tofu and vegetables in it.
Oh, that's so perfect. Yeah. So you order takeout, and the second you sit down to boot up the game, Harold comes over and he's just slightly lurking over your shoulder.
I can feel you, Harold.
I'm sorry. I'm excited, okay? It's been a while since we've gotten new content. Aren't you excited too?
Maybe a little bit.
It's just that I know we knew this was coming, but like they included so many additional features that like they hadn't said they were going to, and I really want to see how they pan out in the game.
Well, let's see then.
You boot up the game, and it has a new splash screen now for the introduction of the new expansion. And the princess of the game, Adria Lightwind, is kind of standing there in the background. Her hair, as always, looks like it's blowing around her. And she has just a sword in her hand lifted up, and out and across the sword is written the name of the game and the subtitle of the new expansion.
Fancy.
The new expansion is called the Tapestry. You dive into the game. Can you tell us a little bit about this avatar that you've built for your character and with Harold's help?
Okay. She's really tall and she has a lot of armor, but it's like the most fashionable armor you can think of. They've made it different colors. There's like a long flowing cape and like fabric that goes down the front. It's all engraved.
Very
Beautiful
nice.
flowing hair that's like purple with flowers in it. It's very extra.
That's perfect. And really quickly, let's go around again and see if we can add a little bit more to the game. You have some mail in your mailbox right away. Vince, what is included in this mail in the mailbox?
Amongst all of kind of the normal things, there's the annoying trend of having these things, and you recognize it with dread at once, the poorly spelled, like, hello, friend. It is good to making your acquaintance. I have money that I need to transport, and I need to philanthropically do it into your country. And it's just kind of one of these, a different formula, but basically the same thing, sort of like these e-scammers sort of deal.
Delete.
Yeah. Gotta comb through that, and Harold goes, they never stop, do they?
Ugh.
And Sarah, another character runs by with a companion. What does their companion look like? Their animal companion.
Animal companion is definitely a unicorn, I have to go with.
Yes.
And this unicorn has a rainbow horn, and from their hooves, there's just rainbows and sparkles wherever they move.
Yeah, that's perfect. Harold kind of like his eyes drift away from where you're clicking through the mail, and he says, do you think we're close to getting a unicorn mount?
Do we want a unicorn mount?
I kind of want every mount.
That's fair. I think we have to work a bit harder, though.
Yeah. No, that's valid. If we can't, though, we'll come up with our priorities. A dragon would be cool.
I agree.
And, Scrat. Someone runs by and drops an item near, Imelda's avatar. And, there's just like a quick message that pops up in chat that says, no room here. What is this item?
It is a bad representation, just enough to avoid copyright, of a Mega Man power pill. And it grants 50% XP for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Heck yeah. And Harold just seems pretty excited. He's like, okay, aside from the scammer, we're like off to a pretty good start.
I suppose so.
All right, let's go find Adria Lightwind and start the new question.
All right.
And the two of you venture off into the game, into the main city of Everrealm, to find the Princess Adria Lightwind and begin the new Tapestry quests. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about Skylar and how he begins his day in New Croy City?
So Skylar wakes up on his third alarm. The first one is to just sort of bring him out of deep sleep. The second one is, no, I'm not going to get up right now. And the third one is, okay, you got to get up. So he kind of slaps his phone to turn the alarm off. Groans at no one in particular. His bedroom is kind of a disaster, but there's a controlled chaos to it. Clothes are a mess in this particular area of his room, and all of his computer stuff is a disaster on his desk with all kinds of mugs and takeout trays and exciting things like that. So when he gets up to get dressed, he knows exactly where to pull his clothes out of which pile of laundry and puts them on, goes into his bathroom and brushes through a dark purple hair. He's not very tall. He's like 5'7", and he's definitely not very built. And when he leaves his apartment is a really nice apartment, but it is just kind of total chaos. So he leaves that and he goes through the elevator down to the bottom floor of a skyrise and walks his way down a pretty busy sidewalk in the morning toward what is known as Perez Mech, where he does some work at a mech body shop. And so he heads in through the front entrance, and there is one of the owner. Her name is Yolanda, who is always there at the front desk when he arrives.
Yeah, okay. Yolanda leans forward and says, "Hey, Skylar."
I guess.
Oh, don't be like that. It's a great day. Did you see the weather?
No, was I supposed to?
Well, it's just nice. It's just nice. That's all.
I guess. Is there coffee?
There's always coffee, hon. It's not probably super hot, but you can nuke it in the microwave and it'll get you through.
Nah, I don't like coffee really hot. I like it lukewarm.
Okay. The phone rings and Yolanda turns away to answer that.
And then I go over to the coffee pot and pour lukewarm coffee. I don't like coffee too hot. I don't like it too cold. I just like it right there where it doesn't hurt to drink.
Just right. Skylar likes things just right.
Just right. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then I head over to the garage, I guess, where there's a project that I'm working on. And it's in pieces because it went through some sort of impact unexpectedly. But the giant arms are disassembled and it's on a loading bay, and I've started working on the inner pieces and mechanisms of it, and it's easier for me because I have some sort of manipulative ability to work the steel.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask the rest of the group here about this impact?
Oh, I don't.
Okay, cool. Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier this week, something happened that made headlines.
Okay.
And it could be literally anything. But but it definitely destroyed the mech that Skylar is now working on rebuilding. What happened?
There was a freak storm overnight, and it was one of those storms that picks up the water out of all the local ponds and drops like frogs and fish and just like mud and silt down. Gets in all of the little crevices.
Yeah. So this was so inconvenient for everybody. It caused a lot of small incidents, but also some big incidents. Vince, what caused this strange phenomenon? Who or what was responsible for this strange phenomenon?
Well, as you all know, tides and such are typically affected by the moon. And so it was a weird kind of lunar event where the moon's distance actually caused the water to be pulled up out of these ponds and lakes and whatnot and dumped down onto the city. The mad scientist who was the progenitor of this thing happening has since been dealt with, but that would be a separate tale for a non-MMO type scenario.
Yes.
But this lunar scary phenomenon was what ended up pulling this weird precipitation up out of the lakes and dropping it onto cars, businesses, and presumably this mech that was being worked on.
Okay, yeah. And Scratticus, what was the headline of one of the local newspapers about this phenomenon?
Hang on.
You've got this.
Yeah, there's one right here.
I queued it up so easily for him. How could he be having trouble coming up with this? Truly.
Lunar Lake Lamentation leaves large robot broken. I got four.
It's like the equivalent of a perfect gymnastics routine. You did that like extra step like thing at the end. It's still pretty impressive.
And they almost stick the landing. Yeah, that was great. That was very good. So Sarah, Skylar is obviously having to work on this, and this mech wasn't the only one affected, but it was just quite an event. In fact, the garage got pretty busy for a while, and that may have been what the call Yolanda was taking is in reference to, just because a lot of people have had mechs that need maintenance in the fallout of this water falling event, and it's been kind of busy. But how does work usually go for you?
I do spend a lot of time just hyper focusing. So hours will go by where I am just spot working on things. I am really focused on this aspect of it, and then I go over to test it. And if it doesn't work the way I want it to, I get a little bit frustrated. And then I have to sit down and just be on my phone for a little bit before I come back to it. And then I work on it until someone has to remind me, you got to eat. Sometimes that's a thing.
Right. Yeah. It's probably Yolanda. She's just kind of like walking by. She's got some parts in her arms at this point, and she's just kind of walking by. She's like, "Oh, Skylar, have you eaten yet?"
At this point, I'm like arm deep in one of the sockets, pulling out some of the pond grass and amorphous stuff, and I'm just why, what time is it? Is it time to eat? Did I miss that?
It's definitely almost mid-afternoon, but I could probably run to the deli and get you a sandwich if you need it.
Oh yeah, it's fine. I'm just gonna be like 15 more minutes of pulling this out, and I'll take a break. No, yeah, I'll take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Don't worry about it. I can go. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Just make sure you eat something besides lukewarm coffee. And she heads off with the parts in her arms still. And what do you do as you finish your day at work?
I realized that I forgot to eat, but there is like a pile of coffee cups next to my station, and that probably explains why I'm so jittery. But it's fine. I've got a lot of energy now. This is not something that normally happens. I'd like to just keep this, so I'm just going to have this for a while. And then I just clean up a little bit, wash my hands, and then pick up my stuff and find Yolanda, and I say, bye.
Oh, bye. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. And
Chin
then
up,
I pause
Skylar.
because I don't really know how to do like conversation that well, but she knows that by now, so I just, yeah, okay, and then I leave.
And she just kind of smiles to herself, shakes her head as she like logs out of her stuff and starts to pack up for the day. And what do you do after you leave?
So I should eat. That's
Mhm.
something I should do. So I head over to a takeout place that's probably right down the street. It's high traffic time, so there's lots of cars sitting at lots of lights and lots of people crossing in all directions. And then I don't worry about prices. I just buy food, and I buy a lot of it all at once. I get a bag that looks like it's for a family of 5, and then I take it back to my high-rise apartment.
Okay, yeah, you do. And Skylar, what is your connection to Everrealm?
When I get off work, I get home and it's still a disaster. I might pick up like 3 things and put them in the trash, and definitely try to remember to take out the trash later. But I'm just going to start playing some Everclear first.
Okay,
Did I say Everclear? What is that? Everrealm.
That is really, really intense alcohol.
I do not do that.
Everrealm.
Everrealm.
All right, so you log into Everrealm. Have you downloaded the Tapestry expansion yet?
When did it come out?
This morning, but it came out at 2 a.m.
Yes, I have.
Okay, perfect. So it loads up on your computer. You see the new splash screen, Audria Lightwind across it, and it loads up your character. Can you tell us what your avatar looks like in the game?
So my avatar is a tall female figure who also has, no, I'll do different, who has very white, long, curly hair. Very pretty, very ethereal looking. Darker skin and brown eyes and almost like a halo that looks a little bit like neon from the 1950s.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. And you launch up and get started with your game.
Yeah.
PWS, you mentioned that Skylar was your friend. What is your relationship like, the two of you?
Oh, that question brings about existential crisis. I believe we were friends, but now that I am concerned, is our friendship normal? I'm not sure. I hope it's normal.
Okay, I'll open this up to Skylar too. Skylar, Skylar, you and PWS are friends. As previously mentioned, what is your relationship like?
So I think it began because I'm going to go with Pee-wee. P-Dubs, Pee-wee, was driving a work vehicle, and I was crossing the street jaywalking because that's sometimes what I do. And then this car stopped just short of hitting me. and I imagine P-dubs came out to make sure that they hadn't run into anyone.
Okay.
I did. I was most concerned.
Yeah.
And-
How did this go for you, Pee-wee?
Well, I saw this person walk out into the road, so I hit the brakes. The car stopped. The coefficient of friction on the road must have been reasonably low because it slid more than I expected. But I didn't hit them. I still got out to check that they were okay.
Let's cut back to the scene. How did this first interaction go between the two of you?
Are you okay?
Oh. Oops. Were you? Yeah, I'm fine. I just spilled coffee. That's all.
Yes, this is a road.
Yeah. That's what this is.
People don't walk on roads unless they are trying to cross, but not usually whilst there is traffic coming.
Are you parked illegally?
I guess I might be if I don't move soon. Are you okay? Would you like a lift?
Okay. Sure, where are you going? A coffee shop.
It can be.
Okay. Yeah, let's go get some coffee.
Let's
Pee-wee,
go.
where do you take Skylar?
I immediately search for the closest coffee shop. And I put it on I put it on my map thing, and I mostly speak to Uber drivers, so I follow the same sort of social rules that they do.
Right.
Do you mind if I play music?
It depends on what kind of music. Do you have like a towel or something?
I have a roll of blue roll. It's industrial grade tissue paper. Of thin
Okay.
thickness.
Okay, cool. Is that how it's described on Amazon? Never
I
mind,
bel-
just give me the tissues.
5 stars.
I'm wondering, is Skylar just moist? Like, or is this from the coffee that...
This is the coffee, right? This is the coffee.
I know, it's just like, wait, was it raining out? Is it just like, I showered, but like, I was gonna dry, and then...
Now,
like,
this incident was before the water falling from the sky, correct? Or was this like really recent?
I think we've been friends longer than that.
Okay.
Friends.
So at least you weren't affected by random water falling from the sky.
Not today.
Not today.
Maybe on our, 12th interaction when they almost hit me.
So this happens a number of times.
Yeah. I feel like by the third time we were just there like
To the coffee shop then.
coffee shop, yeah.
I've noticed a pattern that you often walk out into the road at this time. Perhaps I could collect you before you start your journey and give you a lift to wherever it is you are going so that you don't die.
That's a pretty good trade-off. Okay.
So this becomes a routine.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's skip ahead to a somewhat recent interaction. These rides have been happening for a while now, past your 12th interaction at least, and clearly Pee-wee is at least somewhat comfortable in calling you a friend. How has your relationship changed at all in the course of these interactions?
Well, I think Pee-wee was probably taking Skylar to school. It's specifically college. And after Skylar dropped out of college, they would have to make arrangements to go to the coffee shop still, or just drive places.
We can just drive places. The company who owns this vehicle do not track the petrol too closely. I can get away with up to 10 miles extra of travel a day. I've tracked it.
Okay, so we have to make a battle plan of every place that we can go to within 10 miles.
5 miles.
Right, round trip. Right. Okay. Well,
Okay.
then let's make a map.
We do not need to make a map. I believe Google has done it for us.
All right, so you can pretty quickly point out what is going to be within that 5-mile round trip criteria. Scrat and Sarah, I'll allow you to kind of like add your places first, and then I will ask Vince and Amy to see if they have any additional places that are within those parameters.
So there's a really weird art museum, and it's some guy who's just created his own art of his own house, and people just come through. And it's really abstract stuff and almost dreamscape stuff, where chairs are sort of hanging from ceilings, or there's colors running down walls, or various odd-looking objects. Rooms are a little bit distorted, and it's several stories tall.
I have never really understood art, but I'm told that the more you look at it, the more you understand. So this could become a viable location.
I don't really know if I want to understand this art.
So have y'all just like been trying to go to these places and see if they're like cool or not? like you find them
Yeah.
on the map, but then you go check them out as like part of the okay, cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate this scene. Yes. Scrat, what's one of the places within this radius?
Within 0.5 miles is Jimmy's Irish Bar. Have you been to many Irish bars? Are they nice?
I can't go into bars.
Oh. Scroll.
I believe it's yes and Scrat.
Vince, what is another place that Pee-wee finds as they scroll through their options?
I imagine that Skylar, being an avid gamer, is one of those folks who really loves the like super high-tech gamer gear. So I imagine that one of these kind of the more niche-y computer stores that have like the computer chair that looks like it belongs in a race car, like just really advanced, kind of streamlined and everything, and like the ergonomic mice, does the plural still apply when it's actually mice? Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, just kind of looking through this sort of like, okay, is this gonna actually make my playing more efficient? It won't, but it's the sort of thing that that you just kind of like look through. You know, I can hotkey this 0.3 seconds faster if I have this particular keyboard and that sort of deal. So I imagine that one of those is probably on Skylar's list.
Yeah, okay. Skylar, are there like what in this store is or do you go to this store first of all?
This is my regular store. I
Oh,
definitely know when things come out the day they come out. I have spent a lot of time researching all the best race car looking chairs and ergonomic things that really don't help, but they're kind of cool, and I have money, so I spend it on that stuff. And so I definitely take Pee-wee so that we can just kind of peruse, and I can just talk for a while about all the things.
Okay. And Amy, what is the last place that they check out or don't?
There is a very small science center. It's been there for decades, and it kind of looks like it hasn't been updated since the 80s. So it's like interactive. There's like one of those big glass balls that you put your hand on and your hair stands up. And there's like dinosaur figures, but they look real weird. Just the proportions are all wrong. Like a really sketchy gift shop, stuff like that.
Is this Tim Burton's museum?
No. It's not as cool as that even.
No, yeah, it is Tim Tonbert's Science Museum. And do y'all try this place out?
I would like to try the Science Museum. I find science to be most gratifying.
Well, I've heard it's weird though. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I heard things aren't accurate.
There's only one way to find out.
Well, you're not wrong, I guess.
We can run the math. I have a notebook.
Why do you have a notebook when you have... Never mind. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And then whenever Pee-wee runs math, Skylar's in the background using a phone calculator and just Googling things.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead. Y'all have done this a number of times now. You've tried all of these places, and your friendship seems to be definitely stronger than when it just started by almost hitting you multiple times in the street. And you find yourself with yet a new paycheck and back again at the store, the gaming store. There's still a section for the Everrealm expansion, the Tapestry. It's been a few days since it's released now, but there's still like a new banner and a few hard copies of the game for anyone who wants to get it for their different system, PC, Station Play, etc. And they just like have that little corner set up with the little banner and the little some little merchandise. But what are you here to pick up today?
New headphones came in. They're cooler than mine. They light up. I really want them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
You know, at the distribution facility, sometimes the boxes and such get damaged of items like this, and they just sit in a crate for a long time until they see if there is enough stock to ship back to the original supplier. Sometimes it just gets scrapped.
That's really cool to know. Where does it get scrapped? I lean in slowly.
First, it stays in a holding area, but if it stays for so long as to become redundant, I guess they send it to either landfill or recycling.
Is that within 5 miles of here?
The factory?
Yes.
This vehicle is from the factory.
Maybe we should add that to the map.
It's kind of the center of the map. Okay.
Okay. And then we can just go through things. Like it's a museum.
Go through the factory like it's a museum?
Well, the stuff that they're throwing out.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Are you short fusing?
Not short fusing, just... I was merely pointing out a topic of interest. I believe you have inferred that I meant we could take stuff.
Oh no, I just want to look at it.
Oh, okay then.
Okay, I'm going to ask that if y'all want to play this scene, you can, with some input from Vince and Amy on what you find, but I am going to run to the restroom really quickly.
This is the factory. You need to wear a hard hat.
Well, one could say my own head is a hard hat. So what does this place look like?
Polished cement floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it's just cement that they just buff, with like just metal racks everywhere. Probably just lines and lines and lines of these racks with different crates on, and lots and lots and lots of industrial cling film holding things on pallets.
It's cool. A lot of this stuff looks like the place where I work.
Where do you work?
I just, well, now that I'm not in school, you know, I got the job with Yolanda fixing robots.
That's cool. You make
Yeah.
repairs on electrical items.
Not all electrical items, and definitely not the electrical part. Let's go look at things.
The scrap area is this way. Yellow fenced off area with like just some shelves sorted
Are we
by.
even allowed to be here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how would you rate the security in the area on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's not the best, but I'm definitely allowed to be here. I have a key card.
Mm.
Oh, absolutely. I'm wondering. Does anyone notice that you have a guest
With purple hair and
with
no
purple
hard
hair?
hat.
Do they know you have a protagonist with you?
Let's say sure.
Do I have a visitor's pass?
Okay.
I think another employee is going to come up. I think I have a reputation, though. People don't talk to me for too long.
How is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm gonna go through these boxes.
Okay. Hello, Robert.
I also wave.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
That's
doing
weird.
well.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Robert.
This is Skylar. They have a visitor's pass.
Hmm.
See that? What do you use for your hair?
This is not natural.
Oh, I was thinking of doing something with the mustache. I know I got the whole like Tom Selleck thing going on, but you know it's getting kind of boring, and you know,
I can see why you would think that. Yeah.
yeah, you know, spicing up the old whiskers. Yeah, I tried some of that manic panic stuff. It didn't really work out. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I hear it's hard to strip out of your hair. Yeah.
yeah. It's just, you know, it's just end up spending way too much money on it. Anyways, some people are just lucky with the purple genetics, I guess.
Yeah. Orange. Go for orange.
Orange.
Says here that the blue takes a long time to strip out of your hair, but the red can fade quickly.
Good to know. All right. I'll keep that in mind. You guys stay safe. There's a lot of heavy lifting around here, so just keep a lookout. Nothing falls on you. All right.
Thanks, Robert. Good luck.
Thank you, Robert.
Kind of playfully punches you in the shoulder, but like slightly too hard.
Me?
We'll say both because it's a weird situation and he doesn't want to be rude to exclude you.
Ouch.
Cool.
He just kind of leaves.
Cool. I love that. I don't understand why people don't like to talk to you. You're really talkable.
Thank you.
Anyways,
have
go
been
look at
studying.
these boxes. You have been studying?
Yes.
What? Maybe. What are you studying? What do you study?
Lots of things.
I mean, I'm really good with people, so like I don't need to worry about it. But like, what do you study?
The psychology of body language, the dictionary, a thesaurus, and I spend a lot of time on Urban Dictionary.
That's a bad place to be. Okay, let's go look at these boxes. I was kind of hoping you were taking classes or something. I don't know, something useful.
No, I study in my spare time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I start going through the boxes and I'm just pulling things out, looking at them, and then putting them down and pulling out the same thing and looking at it and then putting it down. And definitely just making a mess that looks a lot like my apartment.
Amy, I can't see your face, so it's kind of hard to like touch back and forth. But do you have any input in terms of what Skylar finds in these boxes?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of functional webcams.
Wow. Also, thank you. I'm so glad to leave y'all alone and such wonderful things happen. So y'all have been wandering around. You just found all of these functional webcams.
Yeah, don't need that. Don't need that. This is the same thing. I don't need that.
And Scrat, what is the warehouse like after the day has kind of ended? Are there still people around? Does it still kind of like stay like there are always people there, or are most people heading out like Robert was? Like
No, this is a 24/7 distribution center, so I imagine there's lots of people around.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes I can take double shifts.
You hear someone curse to themselves, and they like there's like a weird kind of like knocking sound almost from nearby.
I knock back.
And the person hops out. It's Bob. Bob has just like the littlest bit of sweat across his forehead, and he just says, "Oh, hey there, sorry."
Hello, Bob.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Just can't get this darn thing to work.
My friend Skylar fixes robots. Skylar, there is something out here that doesn't work.
Huh? What? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm on my 15-minute break, and I was just trying to.
They have a visitor's pass.
Oh, good.
Surrounded in boxes.
Busy?
What are you trying to fix?
Oh, it's not. I don't think I'll be able to do any fixing. It's just this darn game isn't working right. I thought I'd get a little bit of play in, but I guess not. I'll try and log in when I'm not trying to, remote mobile log in. I get off in a few hours, but I
stand up and I will just go in and literally put my face into where his phone is.
I immediately move over to where the boxes are and start restacking them.
He's like, "Oh, I just thought that my crafting would be done and I'd set up a few more new things before I hop in with my party tonight and start working on this new quest, but it's being weird." And like, sure enough, you look at this mobile device and like he's logged into the mobile version of Everrealm, but it seems to be glitching a bit. The the screen has just like a darker tint, and at first you think it might be the brightness of the phone, but then you realize as you turn it up that no, it's weirdly dark, like the game isn't fully loading, and every now and then some sparks of color flash across the screen: blue, orange, purple, brown, and it just like they flash strangely in places that they should not be appearing. That's not how this game works. And the sure enough, like the crafting isn't working, like the button just isn't working, and he's just like, I don't know, I just don't know. It's probably the app, right? Like I'll reload it and uninstall it and reinstall it later on tonight, and the desktop version's probably fine, but
yeah, maybe your phone is
gosh
just like
darn bug.
dropped it too many times. You can put it in a help ticket, I guess, and see if anyone can help you with it.
Yeah, that's true. I'll do that. I'll reach out to support. Thanks, and hey, enjoy your visitors pass.
Thanks. I'm having a great time visiting.
Bob kind of like looks around. Bob is not convinced that he works in the most interesting place in the world. But he kind of like looks around. He sees Pee-wee over there stacking boxes. He just kind of nods and he kind of harumphs to himself, and he ducks back into the office to get back to work. Amy.
Hmm?
It's been several days since the release of the Tapestry expansion in Everrealm. But again, as the day ends, you find Harold waiting at home for you to log in.
Okay. Imelda gets distracted a few times, like on the way to the game. Like she sees something out the window and looks at it for a minute. She starts making food. She kind of wanders around the apartment, but eventually with Harold's insistence, she manages to sit down and check it out again.
And he is insistent, but he also throws in some of that, like, so how's work? You finished the project yet? Any new clients?
Not yet. It's fine.
It's fine. Well, I wish there was something more I could do. I don't know. Like, I'd stand out with a sign on the street if I could, leave the apartment.
Oh, darling. It's a good thought.
Yeah, thanks. But so long as you get this project done and do it well, I know things are going to happen for you.
That's so sweet of you. Really?
Yeah, good luck. Well, at least, we can play tonight, maybe get your mind off of it a little bit, and we'll worry about new clients tomorrow.
That sounds like a fabulous idea.
And Imelda, you sit down to load up the game, and as the splash screen comes up, it looks very different. It's not a new expansion. In fact, like, the background art is still the same, but that image of Adria Lightwind with the sword extended across the screen with the name Everrealm and the name the Tapestry. They're no longer, the title is still there, but Adria is only a silhouette, like a dark silhouette, just an empty space against the background.
Harold, is this a glitch? Do I have a virus again?
I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about a glitch, but I can't really surf the web without you here, so I don't know. Maybe you just like restart it and it'll come back.
All right. She tries that.
Yeah, you restart it, and it doesn't take too long since you hadn't really made it even to the login screen. This is just the opening splash screen, and it's still there. It's still incorrect. Adria is still just a shadowy silhouette.
Maybe it's something special for an event. Is there a way to like go into the login?
Yeah, you can pull up the login.
Do it like normal.
It's weird. It's a little bit darker tinted than normal, and there's like those strange kind of just flashes of color appearing on your screen as well, your desktop screen, even though it should be fine. But as you log in, your character comes up, your avatar comes up.
Well, all right. Maybe it was just a fluke.
What do you do once you get into the game?
Well, she does the same routine of checking her mail. Checks to see where she last left off on the quest that she was doing. Probably gets distracted with some sort of crafting thing right off the bat.
Your crafting isn't working right. It's like the timers have stalled out, and it's strange. It's hard to get them to function, and Harold is starting to get like vocally frustrated at everything that seems to be happening in the game right now, all these issues that you seem to be encountering. But your latest quest pops up, and you actually have one to turn into Adria Lightwind, who is a very frequent quest giver for the Tapestry quests.
Okay. Well, if this is the only thing that works, she just starts clicking.
Yeah, you click on the quest, and it brings up like directions. You can kind of see where you need to go in order to complete the quest, where the question mark is on the map.
Well, it's not what I wanted to craft, but I suppose... Come on, Harold.
Okay, let's do it. And the two of you run through the city. The two of you, your avatar, with the two of you chatting on the other side of the screen, run through the city to find where Adria Lightwind is usually posted up, and where that question mark definitely still is on the map. But Adria is not there. She is not there, but there are a number of other players, avatars, visible in the server, standing around the square where she would normally be standing. And as you approach, you see a lot of people in the public chat box talking about this.
What are they saying?
Where's Adria? Does anyone know where Adria is? Is everyone else having this glitch? What is going on?
Harold.
Yeah?
What should I say? Should I do this chat thing? I don't like mingling with the others, but...
No, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe just pull up another browser. Let's do a quick search and see if it seems like everyone on this server is having the same problem, but like maybe
it's just our server. Here, I'll do a search.
Yeah. Maybe like Greenit or something will have some people talking about what's going on. And Yuri, you get home from your day at the bakery, and your mom is literally, in the moment you walk in the door, frustratedly takes off her headphones and kind of slams them down on the desk and just like runs a hand through her hair. And she looks up to see you come in and just says, "Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't mean, that's not about you or anything. I just..."
Did your healer not make it to the raid again?
Yeah, I wish it were something like that, right? But like the whole game isn't working. The whole point of this new expansion revolves around Adria Lightwind, one of the like NPCs, the princess NPC. Like, she's not there. she's just not there in the game anymore. Like and she points to her screen, and sure enough, there's this crowd of avatars just standing in this clearing with little chat phrases appearing above their heads as they chat with each other and try to figure out what on earth is going on and why the quest giver is not present in the game, but all of them are supposed to be here to turn in their quest or to get a new quest. And it's just kind of chaos. And her own chat box, her private chat box with her friends, is also blowing up with messages of just like, how do we play the game now? Do we just like stop and wait for them to patch it and fix it? Like, what is happening? What kind of virus did it get?
Probably turn to her and look and be like, well, could you do other quests until it's working again? I mean, I know you're upset, and I know why you are. You waited a long time to be able to play this, but if we don't know how to fix it, then I just don't want to see you upset. So,
Yeah.
what do you want to do in the meantime?
Yeah, it's not even, I guess it's just like frustrating, you know, like you're right. I don't want to be upset. It's just like the crafting isn't working. I could try and like pull that up, but it's not clicking through anything. It's just stuck to, and I don't know what to do about it. It's just
Yuri's eyes kind of like light up slightly for a moment. It's just like,
Well, do you want to go for a walk? And then when we come back, maybe your game will be working again?
yeah.
Okay. Here.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go down to one of those cafes or go to the park. And maybe when you come back, you'll feel better. And this Adria will be back in your game.
Okay, yeah. Let me just tell my friends, and then we can head out. And she runs over, types this into chat, and immediately gets a "Okay, love you, see you soon" responses from the group she's playing with. And she just puts her computer to sleep and steps away, just hands off for a second, takes a deep breath, and lets it be.
just, grab coat that is like comically, we're talking like Ben Grimm the Thing, like trench coat, kind of barely fitting, but then kind of escorts his mom out of the apartment, who is probably like about half his, like not quite half his height, but like comically small. Danny DeVito next to Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Twins sort of deal. And just kind of begins to walk downstairs and go down the street to let her blow off some steam.
Yeah. So, Amy, Imelda has pulled up this other browser, and with Harold kind of talking over your shoulder, the two of you have done some investigating. And it seems like it's not just the server you were logged into that's having the problem. In fact, all of the servers seem to be having the same issue. Adria is just gone from the game, as if her code had been wiped from it. All of the graphics entailing her are gone. All of the her actual avatar in the setting in the square is gone. The art of her on the splash screen is gone. Anytime that her avatar appears in just like a little box, those are now empty as well. It's like someone just like took her out of the game. Totally. And some user on Greenit has suggested that a couple of hot place gaming stores might have a quick software that you can download that'll help the game run more smoothly until there's a patch added in.
All right. Well, so you cut out there for a sec.
Sorry, there's a siren going off in the background. City life. Yeah, so there's a couple of gaming stores that might have it. There's one not too far away that Harold's like, do we go get it? Do we like wait for them to patch it? What? Just looking for playing.
All right. Listen, if you tell me exactly what I'm looking for, I'll go get this thing, and then we can come back and play. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
She starts taking notes on exactly the thing she's supposed to be looking for.
And he details it exactly. Describes the box, exactly what the color of the label is, and we'll go around real fast and say, Sarah, what is the color of the label on this box?
Oh boy, it is definitely a translucent, that like rainbow color plastic.
Yeah. Kind of like opalescent almost, but like a little bit more bold than that.
Like an oil spill.
Sure. Scrat, what is the logo image?
It's a sword, but like it's a 2D sword that's coming out, and it looks like a 3D sword, but it's kind of terrible.
Okay, perfect. And Vince, how big is this box?
Describe to me what it is that that she's looking for again.
It's just a piece of software to download on the computer.
The box is way too big. It's about like this big or so, but it's all cardboard in several layers and permutations, and then there's just like the disc. But there's a booklet that's advertising a bunch of other stuff that the same company is trying to promote to you, and you're just like, oh man, I just wanted this stupid program. But yeah, there's a lot of fluff. It's about a little bit bigger than a video cassette. Look it up, kids. Yeah.
Skylar, you headed home after your fun adventure at the warehouse. What did you do as you got there?
Went straight to unpacking all of my food because I had many containers and switching on the game.
Yeah, you have the same experience with the game here that you saw on Bob's phone.
I say a lot of expletives that are not okay. And then as I'm stuffing food, like shoveling food into my mouth, because, oh yeah, I guess I am hungry, I am Googling a way to fix this problem.
Yeah, you find the same software that pops up as someone has recommended it. It solved their problem with the game, at least until, the company comes out with a new patch that'll fix everything. And then, in the meantime, those who want to really play can.
I'm already home and I hate to get up. Is there a delivery service that can pick this up for me? I guess I'll just go to the store.
Yeah, it's at the same game store that you were at even earlier today, just a few hours later.
It's so far to walk. I hate walking so much. It's like down the street around the corner, but it's so far to walk. Okay, well, I cap my food, and then this must be done, so I get up and head out to go grab it.
And Pee-wee, you were with Skylar earlier. Had you made it very far from his apartment before Skylar comes back out again?
An interesting question. I don't know what to do with a lot of my time. I could go to the library to study, or perhaps home. I would head home.
Okay. How long did you stand there thinking about it?
8,000 cycles, so 4 minutes.
Okay, so Skylar comes back down the stairs just as you're about to like actually restart the car and head home.
I will lean out.
Yeah, you see him come downstairs.
Skylar. I was just heading home.
Why are you still... I go over and I just put my face in the car and just look around. Why are you still here?
I was deciding where to go next.
You want to go to the game store? It's really far away.
I can take you to the game store if you'd like to go to the game store.
Yeah, let's go to the game store.
I will take you to the game store.
Cool. It's like, I don't know, half a mile away or something. And then I climb into the car.
Okay, you climb into the car, and the two of you head off to the game store. And much to your dismay, as you arrive, you realize there's quite a line.
I hate lines more than walking.
You park the car, and at the end of the line, there are a couple of people waiting for the doors to reopen and let people in. They seem to have closed momentarily. Yuri, on your quick walk, your mom got a text from one of her friends, Sally, and Sally said that she needs to get this software and download it real fast so that they can get back the game tonight. And so she has redirected the walk over to the local game store, and the two of you are at the end of the line. Can you describe a little bit of a key factor, like a key visual trait that Yuri has besides his size?
In terms of if you've ever been able to like images that you can hear, Yuri is not dexterous or nimble at all, and you almost see, like, as he's walking, you can almost mentally hear the sound of scraping concrete, as you can just kind of like see him kind of just like plodding along. This is an individual with no hurry in his vocabulary. Tousled kind of blonde hair, like kind of dirty blonde hair that's just kind of like oddly boyish, but other than that, there is a very kind of squareness to his physique and appearance, as if someone drew a human on an Etch-a-Sketch, so that there actually isn't an ability to do a circle. There's just kind of this enormous block of humanity and this fairly like petite woman next to him. So it looks as if someone dressed a cinder block in a trench coat, essentially.
Yeah, okay. And Amy, what is a visual trait of Imelda?
Imelda, right now she kind of looks like she's undercover, but it's an accident. She just has like a big wide-brimmed black hat, big black sunglasses, long black hair, really like a stylish dress on. You can't really see much of her face.
Okay. And Skylar, you and Pee-wee join the line behind these three other people.
I immediately drop into a crouch like this.
See, I heard the Pillars of Eternity stealth sound when you said that, so it just like you were trying to go unnoticed.
You hear that sound from behind you.
Social convention dictates that we should wait in line, though statistically there's a 40% chance that no one will say anything if you cut the line.
Is that true?
I don't know. They say that 80% of statistics are made up.
Who's they?
The wizards.
Did you make a joke?
I did.
That was pretty funny.
I copied it from a show.
You watch TV?
No, I was researching.
Then That doesn't mean that you had to watch TV in order to research, though.
I guess that I did.
You watch TV.
Well, I watched it on my phone.
You watched a show.
I watched a 2-minute clip.
I hate you so much. I don't. No, I don't.
Would you like me to leave?
No. Well, no, only if you want to. It's going to be a while, I think.
Oh, at this point, Yuri's mom turns around towards you and just kind of like this petite woman sticks her head out a little bit. She says, "Oh, they say it's only going to be about 5 minutes before they reopen the doors. They're just like, yeah, something about checking their stock, and it would have been too much of an influx of people to let the doors open right away. They're just prepping for something."
There are no deliveries planned for today.
I'm still all the way on the ground when I look up at her. 5 minutes is a long time. There's no deliveries? Are you delivering the software?
Good point. I do not deliver software.
Software too. I'm imagining.
Sorry, say again. I just kind of got like half of that. What did you just say there, Renee?
You're here for the software too, I'm imagining.
My friend is here. What are we here for?
We're here to fix the game. It's broken. It's not working.
Yeah, and I was just, I was looking forward to a night in with friends. I mean, friends online. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a lot of quests that I need to complete. Like, it's really, really important that I do this because so much is at stake right now.
Yeah, and how are you going to turn in your quest if the quest giver isn't even there?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird. I've been playing this game for a while now. I'm sure a lot of people in this line have, but I've never experienced anything like this. There've been bugs and glitches. There always are with updates, but like this one's weird.
And it's targeting my favorite character.
Adria? Yeah.
She's cool.
She really is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Kind of Yuri looking over these interactions, kind of like this look of concern on his face just kind of like grows a little bit and leans down to his mom and goes like,
Is this important to all of you who are here? Seems like a lot of people are upset.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Adria. Is that what you're talking? Yeah, I just really like her. She's kind of, yeah, I just really like her.
All right. Hold our place, Mom.
and begins to kind of like walk out and around the line around to, I'm presuming, though please correct me if I'm wrong, the front of the store is kind of that like the plexiglass with like the kind of silvered handles on the front doors, the double doors, and just kind of like leans down and almost like kind of like taps a finger on the glass. And is just kind of like looking down to see if there's like kind of like any employees inside that you can maybe kind of like prompt to come out. Just kind of like.
There's definitely an employee on the other side of the glass, but they just kind of they just kind of wave at you and they just hold up 4 fingers.
Just kind of like. in a strange sort of moment of shyness is just kind of like shrinks as much as someone who is nearly 7 feet tall can shrink, and just kind of like then kind of like goes back to the area in lines.
They said it won't be long, and you will have your program and you can play with your friends again, and the Adrian will be back in your game.
Oh, Adria.
Oh, yes. Oh, what did I say?
Adrian.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I have
Kind
made a deduction.
Yeah?
You play games with friends online to make friends online, but everyone in this queue is here to fix the game with which they make friends online. Therefore, you are amongst your peers. You should make friends.
Offline.
This is Skylar.
My name is Case Sensitive Pee-wee. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Okay. Hi.
I've been saying you should get out more, Mom. This should be a good thing. Why don't you? This should be other gamers who like what you like. I don't play, but my mom likes the game.
I too do not play.
Oh, well, we have something in common at least, but hopefully, this will get fixed soon, and your friend can get back to playing.
Yuri, what is your mom's name?
Caitlin.
She steps forward and she just, kind of says, "Hi, Skylar." And was it Pee-wee?
Pee-wee.
I'm Caitlin. It's nice to meet you.
You're the coolest, Mom.
Thank you.
She's pretty cool.
Yuri's pretty cool himself. Just honestly, I couldn't play nearly as much without him.
Yuri smiles, but it's that like slightly uncomfortable smile, like when Arnold Schwarzenegger tries to imitate a smile in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's just that, like,
And Caitlin turns towards the person who's kind of slightly sandwiched between the group of y'all in line, who also looks like they're out and about in a dress and a hood, and says, "Oh, sorry, I don't mean to exclude you. I'm Caitlin."
Oh, hello. I'm Imelda. She kind of pushes her sunglasses down her nose and looks at everybody for a second and then pushes them back up.
Are you a celebrity?
One wishes, darling.
Darling. His face sort of wrinkles. That's a very celebrity thing to say.
She doesn't say anything.
Hello, Imelda. I am an employee of the distribution center, designation PWS 0013. Skylar calls me Pee-wee.
How very specific.
Do you play Everclear?
I do not.
Everclear.
seems Yuri is completely like not understanding why everyone is kind of like uncomfortable when he says it.
That's the name. That's Mom. That's the name, right? That's the name. I think.
Everrealm, but it was very
Everrealm.
close.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry.
Really says a lot about you, though.
Oh, so what level are all of you?
It's really case sensitive.
Oh, okay.
But my mom is a level 15 cook.
Yes, that's true. I have a level 15 in my cooking profession.
That's
You
pretty
sound
high.
like if you were telling someone that your kid was on the honor roll, like very proud, but like it's clear just was.
She definitely appreciates it though. Like she just looks very pleased that you're pleased.
I'm also level 15. Yes. She looks a bit uncomfortable to be talking about video games in public.
Yes. And Caitlin kind of picks up on that, and so she changes the topic and says, it's a nice weather we're having in New Croy today, huh?
I hate weather talk.
That's fair.
It's
Oh,
around,
sorry. I said that out loud.
Yes.
It's around 26 degrees Celsius with a cloudless sky and around 40 to 35% humidity. This is often considered a nice day.
It is. It's a really nice day. Yeah.
Do you think it's been 4 minutes?
Yes, sensing the tension, Ears is like, I think that the bakery is not far from here. I will go get some of the extra muffins, and it will maybe help everyone feel a little better.
As you do that, the doors open, and immediately most of the line starts to move inside pretty quickly. But Skylar, you're still crouched on the ground, and as the people in front of you begin to move, you hear someone behind you just say, excuse me.
I stand and look over my shoulder.
Is this the line for everyone who's trying to fix Everrealm?
Everclear, yes. Yeah, this is the line.
Oh, and you see this person who has come up behind you. She's wearing long, elegant clothes. She has long blonde hair that blows around her as if in the wind. She has a circlet across her forehead, a sword in her hand, and a question mark, a yellow question mark yellow exclamation point, floating above her head.
Mum, is this what they call a cosplayer?
I think so. It's very good.
It's really good.
The dedication.
Like
I want to reach out to touch the exclamation point.
There's definitely a similar implication with Yuri for sure.
One should not touch delicate parts of cosplays lest they get damaged or stained.
Stop.
This person just like slowly watches your fingers and just says, can I help you?
Sorry, is this rude? I really don't know.
I'm not really sure what you're doing.
Is that question mark a hologram? Such an interesting piece of design.
Sorry, what?
Are you all right, darling?
All right might be a strong way of putting it. Just trying to fix Everrealm, Everclear, whatever you call it. Is this the right place for that?
I think so.
Yes.
And are the 5 of you a party?
Yes. And thank you for using party in its noun form, as is proper.
Sure. Oh, sorry. You don't know who I am? I'm sorry. This is terribly awkward. I'm not used to people not seeking me out. Usually people come to me, not the other way around.
You're really dedicated to the role. It's kind of cool. I'm feeling it.
Really remarkable.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're talking about.
No, I think this is the point where we're supposed to like be in character, everybody.
Oh,
What
character.
should I do? At this point, I feel like, do I notice that the line is starting to move into the store?
The line is totally in the store now. Like everybody else except for the now 6 of you are standing outside, or are still standing outside. Everyone else has moved inside.
Sure. Mom, I think we can get your software to fix your game if you want.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Sorry. What was your name again? And she just like is just kind of staring. It's slightly awkward, but like you can kind of see the admiration. And this just kind of like slightly dips her head and says, Adria Lightwind. And you all are?
Yuri, my mom has been looking for you.
There definitely is kind of like the protective son thing starting to kick in a little bit, and not entirely sure if this person is unwell or if they potentially like the body language has definitely turned to be like slightly angled in terms of like if something needs to be done in terms of protecting or walking away.
Yeah.
Skylar, that slightly angled body language is an indication of wanting to protect the person behind them.
Well, that's silly, I say without whispering at all out loud to everyone. And then Skylar just bows and says, Your Highness, the way to fixing Everclear is this way. May I guide you?
Are we really calling it that now? Is that what people call it here?
It's what person calls it, so that's what we are calling it for now. Until it is fixed.
Oh, all right. That makes sense. And could all of you, since we only have we have less than an hour left in this game and have yet to roll, could everyone roll me a Gale's Core challenge, please? So what this means is Gale's is the trait most associated with reaction. So it involves perception, it involves dexterity, and Gale's, as a core challenge, you will roll 3d6 unless you are a Gale's character, in which case you will roll 4d6. And the goal of a core challenge is to just get one success. Since we are porting our little symbols that are on the dice over into roll 20 for this, we are looking for a 3. All right.
That is a no for me.
Okay.
Nope.
And on core challenges, those ones have no negative effect. And no one rolled any 6s, which would be weaves, and those explode so you can re-roll them again. 1s are considered strikes, and on a normal challenge might negatively affect your character somehow. But for just a core challenge, they don't at all. And Pee-wee, you see the strangest thing in Adria's eyes. You didn't see the glitch as it went across the screen earlier, but now you see in the corner of her eye this like blue flash, this orange flash, and for a moment her eye goes just like completely purple before it disappears again. And it's just like this like square, this pixelated shape in the corner of her eye that just flashes these colors and then disappears, and she looks smoothly rendered again. Amy, Imelda sees something similar on the hem of the fabric of her dress. Just like the slightest crackling of pixels in these flashing different colors.
Oh.
And after just a moment, they're gone again.
She looks around, kind of taking note if anybody else seemed to see the same thing, or if she's just losing her mind a bit.
I saw it too, Imelda. There is something strange about you, Adria.
Sorry, what's strange? Is it the sword? I should put the sword away. No one else seems to have a sword.
No, it's the pixels.
The what?
The pixels.
Seen many shoops in my time.
And as Pee-wee kind of points them out, the rest of you start to notice them too. Just like occasionally appearing across her figure are these strange pixels in different colors.
Everybody's just standing and
Wild
staring at
special effects.
I feel like I recall this from when the TV that everyone watches the news on in the cafe started going on the fritz.
I'm sorry, Miss Adria. I believe that you have dead pixels on your dress.
And the expression in his face is quizzical even as he says it, to be like, this is the sentence that's coming out of my mouth, apparently. But it's pretty much matter of fact.
Her eyes like scan her dress and she like holds up her hand, and as she does, this glitch flickers on the back of her hand, and she just kind of like blinks a little bit and says, "Oh, that's not supposed to happen."
The correct way to fix dead pixels is to take a screwdriver and a soft cloth and press down on them really hard.
Oh, you look so ready. Do you have a screwdriver too?
I don't know if the miss here would appreciate screwdrivers being pressed into her person, Pee-wee.
I don't
Oh, no.
I don't know that I am actually pixels. There's something wrong with the tapestry.
The tapestry?
Well,
The
I'm
tapestry.
completely unfamiliar with this terminology, so if anyone who plays this game would like to explain it to me.
Your mom leans over and says, "It's the name of the newest expansion. The one that I've been playing, the tapestry."
So there's something wrong with your DLC, which we know that's why we're here. So should we get the software in the store? I don't want them to run out before.
Oh, I don't think any software is going to help. I'm actually looking for a party to accept a quest.
To fix your, just kind of like sprinkles his
Tapestry.
fingers, tapestry.
The tapestry, yes.
Well, sure.
And kind of that, like, will I be able to get this person to go away if I agree to something sort of thing? It's just like looking around to all of the group, like, yeah, play along, like.
Will I make friends?
The real adventure is the friends you make along the way, I've heard. So, sure?
Will I gain more experience in social encounters?
Absolutely. Most games have social encounters.
I'm in.
I elbow Pee-wee and I say, "She's just like her. Just like her. She's just like Adria."
And there's like a soft smile that kind of like softens her face, and she like hoists the sword and lays the flat of the blade just against her shoulder and says, "If you come with me, I can show you what I mean."
Mom, you go into the store. I'll be right back. If you need to stay here, then just, if you need to call an Uber, just do it. Okay?
Okay, yeah. I'll get the software and meet you at home. It was so nice to meet you, and your cosplay, your Audrey cosplay really is so on point. Great job. And Audrey kind of inclines her head again, but her eyebrows are closely knit above her eyes as she just kind of accepts this compliment and does not seem to know what it means.
Bye, cool mom.
Bye. Nice to meet you all. Good luck with the game. Hope it gets working again. And she goes to duck into the store. The rest of you, will you come with me?
Oh, I suppose it would make a good story to tell Harold. Yes, of course. You seem like you need help.
Thank you.
Sure.
I do, and I need a party to do it. You're the first one I found.
Skylar, I would like to go. This seems like fun.
Yeah, I'm totally into it.
And Audrey smiles again, and with the sword slightly resting on her shoulder, she turns and she starts to lead the four of you away from the game store. It's a bit of a walk.
I'm still looking for sources of special effects on the costume.
Same.
Yeah. You definitely see more of those pixels flickering across. Occasionally it's on her skin, occasionally it's on the robes, and even sometimes it appears on the sword itself.
Cosplayers, they're so quick. So quick.
Does this sword look like a legit stabby thing?
It does look like a legit stabby thing for sure.
Yuri is, well, everyone's kind of marveling at like the overall costume. Yuri is still, I'm still not sure if this is a mentally unwell person who like raided a merchandise shop. So is just kind of like very kind of cautiously just watching that.
Yeah, she continues. She holds herself very regally. Her shoulders are back, her chin is up. Her hair just always seems like it's blowing in this sort of wind. It's very strange phenomenon. There's not so much of a breeze as to make this happen, but it just kind of like swirls around her. And it's a bit of a walk, but Pee-wee, you recognize your warehouse as she approaches it.
This is the distribution warehouse.
Yes. Yes, it's not just the distribution warehouse, though. And instead of swiping a key card, she just kind of like runs her hand over the device, and it blinks green and allows the five of you inside.
I'm so into this. You didn't tell me that there was like hand gestures that could get me in at any time.
It. I've never seen it work this way before.
You're joking again. That's cool. That's cool. It's funny. It's cool.
No, I'm not.
Is he all right?
He's fine. He goes through this. Hey, your sunglasses are probably going to be like too dark when you're in there. You know, it's like indoors, and you got sunglasses.
I suppose.
You should wear
She
safety
takes them off.
spectacles and a hard hat.
Where are you pulling this from?
There's a PPE station right here.
Adria is just a few steps ahead of you now and just says, "Are you coming?" We're almost there.
Where is there exactly?
The tapestry.
Uh-huh. Yep, we're coming.
And she leads you into the warehouse. Every time she encounters one of these key codes or passcode devices, she just swipes her hand over it, and it flashes green and opens. And she leads you into the warehouse, deeper into the warehouse, down actually a level, and to a locked room that typically only has very special access. In fact, Pee-wee, you have never been in this room yourself before because your badge can get you almost everywhere except this room, which has just kind of been a fact of life. And she raises her hand over the passcode, and it blinks green, and the door to the room opens wide.
I have never been here before.
She steps in, and inside are a number of blinking computers. They're similar to some of the computers that are used for processing, but there's like large panels of devices and processing units, and there's a strange glow to the overall dark room, as well as a number of platforms in the center that just glow the faintest teal green.
I feel like we're not supposed to be in here.
We're definitely supposed to be in here.
Oh, I'm not sure we're supposed to be in here. And Adria closes the door behind her. As far as I can tell, this is one of the portals to access the tapestry.
Portals? You said portals?
Yes, portals. I'm sure there are others. I'm not sure exactly where the source of this all is, if there is a source at all, but as far as I can tell, this is one of the places where you can access the digital world, Everrealm.
Huh.
You don't seem to believe me.
To be honest, I have seen Stranger Things, but well, show us then, if it's so real.
All right, and she walks over to a screen and places her hand upon it, and a couple of the glitches run over the backs of her fingers, but the screen lights up, and the platform, this teal platform, lights up as well. It looks like a number of people could stand on it, and it's the glow gets a little bit brighter and starts to permeate the entire room with just this teal color.
At this point, Yuri mentally is just pretty much like, all right, this is kind of weird, but all right, let's just like, all right, yes, portal to the digital world. Yes, of course. Let's step onto the thing then, I suppose. And it's just kind of like, let's get this over with. Let's just see whatever laser light show this is, and then it won't work, and then we can leave. And so just kind of like plods over to the risen thing and steps onto it.
Skylar runs in, just flat out, full force. Just, I am so into this. I'm running into this.
I will follow Skylar.
Imelda goes last, carefully in her high heels.
Adria takes a deep breath and she says, I can show you what it's like, but I'm not sure I should come along.
Why not?
Mostly this glitch. To be honest, I'm a bit torn. I don't know whether it will be better if I'm back in the digital world or if it will only make it worse for the digital world for me to be there. I honestly don't know. I've only experienced the tapestry from my own game, my own home. And this is not something I had ever experienced before. And it seems like it's getting worse as her whole hand just kind of like glitches out for a second.
Oh.
Will doing this save you? Save you? Will doing this save you?
I know that fixing the tapestry will, and I know that this is how to do it. I need adventurers to find the problem, to solve it, and it's never been my responsibility to come along. So I can send you.
Do we need to be adventurers? I may not qualify.
I'm sure you do. You're part of the party, aren't you?
I elbow Pee-wee. I elbow.
Oh.
We adventure every day. It's kind of like a thing we do. I mean, not every day, but we adventure all the time.
Besides, if she came with us, then that would be an escort quest, and Mama's always talking about how she hates those.
Wow, you know a lot about this stuff.
She talks about it. I listen.
She's cool. Your
That's
mom is
sweet.
real cool.
Adria nods. She says that makes sense, and I don't want to be a burden, but I have one request. Please hurry. If you can find what the problem is, if you can fix it, I can bring you back from here. But I don't know what's going to happen as this glitch gets worse. I don't know what's going to happen to me in the real world, and I suppose if worse came to worse, I could go back to the digital world and see if I can fix that, but I'm not as strong in the digital world now. Something about me isn't functioning correctly there. All I can tell you is find the source of the problem, if there's a source at all. Find out how to destroy the glitch, to remove the glitch from the game. And then I can bring you back. So long as I'm still here to do it.
You're really her, aren't you?
Adria?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Ready?
Nope.
Huh?
Imelda looks at everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm really ready. Like, I'm totally ready. I'm really ready. I'm really ready. Skylar's face doesn't look too much different. It looks pretty much as deadpan as usual, but really ready.
Just vibrating, like, physically.
Yeah. He doesn't really expect anything is going to change or happen, or maybe like some LARP situation is going to ensue, but otherwise he's just really ready for whatever it is.
Well, let's get this over with, I suppose.
Okay. Here goes nothing. And she places her hand again on the panel, and the floor seems to hum underneath your feet, as if it's all moving just from sheer sound and light and power flowing through it. And this teal light brightens suddenly as this whole platform just illuminates and illuminates the room around it, illuminates all of you, casting strangely colored shadows all across the wall. And Adria waves gracefully to you and just says, "Good luck, adventurers." And suddenly, the whole ground shifts. It's like the world is spinning around you, and there's a sudden flash across the platform of red, purple, blue, brown, just quickly in succession, as it seems half of the platform glitches out. And slowly, Adria, from where she stands, can see Pee-wee and Skylar slowly pixelate from their feet upward and disappear from the platform. As the ground stops moving, the world seems to calm. The room seems to calm. And Adria is left standing with Yuri and Imelda still present on the platform.
What happened?
I don't know.
This has been fun. Good luck. It begins kind of just stepping down off of the platform.
Adria is just looking at the back of her hand, which is pretty steadily just flickering with the colors of the glitch. Instead of earlier where the pixels would just appear and then disappear, her whole hand is now just solidly pixelated in that the colors and the indicators of the glitch, and she looks horrified.
Oh, darling.
Thank you very much for the raid, Ascension Stories. Welcome in, everyone. Oh, hi.
Hi, welcome. She shakes her head, and the yellow exclamation point that you could see above her head has now turned into like a pale gray question mark. And she looks back at the both of you and just says, "I really thought that would work." It did, clearly. And like, she points over at the screen. And there, on the screen, you see two avatars. As Pee-wee goes through, there's a quick character creation process, like a quick screen. You pause as you're like being teleported into the digital world to make your avatar. Quick change. Oh, good. Can you describe to us what your avatar ends up looking like?
It would be a sort of regular looking character. You know, like the default character that you have at the beginning before you start customizing it? He just adds a cow.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And Skylar, you appear as your avatar from Everrealm.
A very like Mercy looking character that is pretty high level and flowing with that same sort of white mage kind of energy. And is just there like, I'm taller.
And you look over to see as Pee-wee forms digitally next to you in this digital space.
Eye color,
Oh, no.
brown. Hair color, brown. Skin color, 001. Nose
You're
1.
a level 1. Oh no, this is terrible, Pee-wee.
Time for your broken sword run. Deprived background.
You look great.
Thank you.
Where's the other two?
They
are not
don't
here.
appear around you. You did experience the ground shaking. You did see the glitch, but you do not see the other two friends that you made in line. And Yuri, Imelda, you see these two avatars on the screen, and they are just looking around. They're looking slightly confused. There's a teal grid of digital space behind them.
Fascinating.
They'll do well, I think. I'm sure there's still a way you can help. From what I can tell, it looks like Pee-wee has had to create a character and come up with an account. And Skylar has just used his username from the game. But if they're going to be in there, they won't be around the game, they won't be around the internet. If you could tell people, talk about it online, anyone you chat with in the game, or people your mom chat with in the game, Yuri, just cheer them on.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to face, but it will be a lot easier if it is not just the two of them. And I know Everrealm has a massive community and a massive following who might be able to help them along the way.
My mom says there's these things called gold farms that maybe her friends could talk to some of them.
That would be, yes, absolutely. Gold farms, have people, encourage people to send them mail. Just talk about them on, what was it? The forums.
All right. It's very much just kind of like this situation where it's like, oh, all right, this is still trying to orient himself in terms of what normal is in this scenario. But pretty much
What normal is, considering that a week ago the water falling from the sky was instigated by a mad scientist. Anything.
That's entirely fair. Yuri was in the bakery at the time.
Just saw the aftermath. Weird
Yeah,
storm,
exactly.
huh?
Yeah, it's strange. Climate change.
Yes. Tweet about it. Absolutely tweet about it for surezies.
Are we making fake Twitters again?
We don't have to. Tweet about it from your own accounts. But we can make fake Twitters if you want, just saying.
I'm not saying that I nearly panicked when I saw your fake Twitter thing go out the other day. It's fine.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not. It's fine. So, Audria takes a deep breath and she looks both at Imelda and Yuri. And she says, I'm going to stay here, but thank you for your help. I know this was a leap of faith and hard to believe. And I'm not sure whether to be sorry or what, that it didn't work out, but I do believe you can still help. Will you?
Yes, I'll do what I can. Don't feel bad. It seems like you tried your best.
There is
I
this Oh,
No
sorry.
idea. I had no idea how the glitch would affect me or that it would affect this process at all. It just makes the situation that much more dire, I suppose.
In the meantime, do you then like? There's actually like a genuine look of compassion on Yuri's face, and it's just like, do you need something to eat, or do you have a place to stay while you are here?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't eat or sleep.
Oh well, shit, you can't be walking around. Come, and we will set up the futon, and you can sleep there. I'm sure Mom will be more than happy to have a visitor she can talk to about her games while I'm not there.
Thank you, truly, adventurers. I so appreciate it, but I guess it's not so clear. I don't need to eat or sleep. Usually I just stand in one spot and talk to people as they come by. Players.
Yeah, you're an introvert. I understand that. Yes, of course. Well, I won't impose. But if you should ever want to sit down at some point, we have chairs, and you can do that.
Thank you. Thank you, really.
What about clothes? Surely, if you go back out on the street, people are going to stare, and it might not be the people that you want.
I suppose clothes or this futon would be fine, but I kind of expect to stay here, keep an eye on their progress in the tapestry.
Well, I can, I have the weekend off. I can see if I can find an old couch or something and bring it down here for you. It seems rather depressing in this room. So if you're going to be here the whole time.
Okay, sure, thank you. That would be very appreciated. Just actually, I think if you log into Everrealm and just at Adria Lightwind, I'm the only one with that handle, so you should be able to reach me that way. I'll get it. Or have someone who plays the game.
Sure, yes. I'll
Instant message, they call it.
Right.
Thank you, both of you.
Of course, we've barely done anything.
You say that now, but I have a feeling that you're all going to make quite a difference, both here in the real world, and she looks back to the screen, and in the digital. And Pee-wee, Skylar, you are surrounded by this massive teal grid. And ahead of you, you can see a floating yellow light. Across it, in large letters, it says Everrealm, the Tapestry, in the same font that appears on the splash screen of the game. There are a number of other orbs around you as well. Different colors, different titles.
Pee-wee, I think we have to go there.
Let's go.
You know what's also cool, Pee-wee?
What's that?
I can do any dance I want to, and I don't have to pay for it. Let's go.
You go. And as you step forward, the whole room rocks again. It's a different sensation when it's digital because it doesn't give you the same motion sickness that it did when the actual floor rocked. But you see just like streams of those glitch colors just race very quickly across the floor, and everything tilts for a moment and then it reorients, and ahead of you is still that orb still says Everrealm, and now it is a green color.
Why is that green?
Why is that green? Do I know why that's green?
You don't know why that's green.
Is it usually yellow, or is it just changing colors?
It was yellow when you saw it first, and now it is green. And that is all you know.
Are we closer?
You're closer, yeah.
Does my phone work in here?
No.
Wait, are you asking, did it redshift? Like, when you got closer to it, it was like different in the spectrum?
Kinda. Pee-wee, you're supposed to have all the answers.
I'm just good at maths and problem solving.
And literally everything else.
I was going to look up a guide. That would have been the optimal solution.
No, you can't look up guides. That's cheating. That is actually cheating.
What?
Let's keep walking.
Okay. Towards the green thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You step into the green, glowing light when you get there.
Sure.
I put a hand in first. Touch it.
Your hands start kind of feeling you like had the sensation when you appeared in this digital space, the same kind of sensation.
This is totally normal.
Yeah.
I will go first.
The two of you step into this green light. And you have that same sensation of like depixelating and repixelating. You see the world around you is brightly colored and somewhat cartoony. All of the trees look drawn on. There is a very like distinct sunset on the horizon. It's just like a round orange half circle over on the horizon, and then like a line of pink and a line of purple and a line of a dark blue. And as you stand there, you see several cartoony goblin characters run past you. And Skylar, this is not the art for Everrealm. This is not what the game is supposed to look like. But as you go and as these goblins run past, you see one of the clubs that they're holding flicker with the colors of the glitch.
Pee-wee, I think I messed up, but not entirely.
When you spawn in the game, do you spawn with any weapons?
Good question. The two of you are not in Everrealm anymore, but we'll have to wait until next week to find out exactly where you ended up. Thank you all so much for joining us for the Tapestry. I am Renee Rhodes. I have been your storyteller today, and we'll go around really quickly and just kind of I'd like to say just like one thing that one of the other players did that you enjoyed. And if there's anything else you'd like to add about your experience, I'd love to hear it. And we'll start with Scrat.
Hi, everyone. Scratticus. We'll skip over me because I'll do a bunch of links at the end. But my favorite thing that another player did was actually Amy's entire reaction to the duck egg blue thing and just the fed upness of that scene.
So good.
So good.
And Vince.
I particularly enjoyed Pee-wee and Skylar's interaction of basically these two monoliths of charisma are just getting to know each other, and it's like, do you like stuff? Yes, I too like stuff. but it's a testament to the two of you as role players that was compelling. So good job.
And Amy.
I loved when Yuri was trying to help Audra in like any possible way that he could. It was so cute.
That's awesome. For me and for Sarah, what about you?
Oh, definitely when Vince stepped in as Roger, that was just amazing. Like impromptu, the mustache, the thing. Yeah, that was amazing.
I am a GM. It is what I do.
Yeah, I could tell.
For me, I appreciated that each of you pretty quickly formed positive relationships with the NPCs around you. Like going to help Bob and, of course, Scrat and Sarah kind of initially role-playing their friendship and how that got started. And I loved that Yuri had a good relationship with his mom. I loved that Imelda had a good relationship with her ghostly roommate, and that was a lot of fun. It was very positive to role play, so thank you all for bringing that to the table. I'm Renee Rhodes. I have this game called Weave, and I will be back playing it again next Wednesday on Scratticus Academy. I do a lot of streaming and podcasting stuff, but really I've been looking forward to running a viewer game on this channel for a while, so I'm very much looking forward to being here, to playing more Weave, and seeing where we end up next time. And I'll hand everything over to Scrat because I know he's got a list of links and things to say, but I so appreciate you all joining us. I so appreciate the players who joined us today. Thank you so much, y'all, and I can't wait for next week.
And thank you, Renee, for saving my voice, because essentially that's everything I needed to say was, yeah, check out the wall of links coming up in chat, including links to our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Gaming, whom you should check out, because they make this all possible. Also, if you head over to the Discord, there is a Discord channel dedicated to the Tapestry where I will be heading now. I'm sure that maybe perhaps Sarah and Renee will be heading over, maybe Amy and Vince as well. Head on over and we'll see you there. Until we'll be back in an hour with Horoscopes, a Cypher System campaign by Hansi Tweets. Hang on a minute, let me just drop my voice another register. We'll be back in an hour with a Horoscopes game in the Cypher System by Hansi Tweets. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you have fun then. Until next time, keep on evoking emotions, everyone, and we will see you next time. See you later. Bye.